Sean Fisher wrote me this morning, and he said this. He said, I just saw the title of today's show, and I remember that I wanted to mail you to inquire about your thoughts on Pronomian Christianity as a denomination of its own. I know that there are some leaders in the movement who are keen on laying... Hang on just a sec. Let me make sure that we didn't lose feed again. Okay. I know that there are some leaders in the movement who are keen on laying the foundation for this to become a legitimate denomination. I would like to hear your and Rob's thoughts on this matter. For the record, I am in favor of it because I believe that it would be helpful to Christians who wish to keep the law and distance themselves from the Hebrew roots movement. This is an important statement that is fast becoming recognized as a modern heretical branch of Christianity. There is a lot that can be said here.
Real quick, if I may, wouldn't, and I think we might have touched on this, pronomian is, if you take that into denominations that already view themselves as pro-law, you're just going to have to add more qualifiers.
Okay, so...
You know what I mean?
I completely agree with you, but let's just, for those who are not savvy in what we're talking about, the term pronomian is a opposite of Luther's term antinomian. Nomian meaning law, and Luther speaks against those who are antinomian.
So he was pronomian.
Okay. Now there's Bonds. Dr. Bonds actually used the. Is it Bonds? Am I saying that right? Yeah, I think so. Anyway. He used the term pronomian in one of his books, but he used it differently than the way that it's starting to become known as. Jeff Young, a good friend of mine, used the term and kind of coined the term as relating to those who believe that the Torah is still in act today. And what is meant by that is that the Sabbath, the festivals, and the kosher laws should be kept. And so that's, Bonson. I'm sorry, Bonson. Thank you, Mulvaney. Dr. Greg Bonson is the one who actually used the term pronomian in our modern time first. However, Jeff Young is the one who kind of took it and ran with it and attached it to those who want to keep Sabbath and those kind of things. Okay. If you ask Jeff Young, do you think that pronomian Christianity, quote unquote, should be a denomination? His answer is flat out, absolutely not. And I agree with him. And I'm going to tell you why. Here's why. Pronomian is a theological perspective. It's a theological stance within the Rolodex of theology. Yeah, exactly. So when you say pronomian, and this is not to put Sean down. In fact, I want to get back to some of his email here in a few seconds, but it would be the same as asking, like, do you think that Calvinism should be a denomination? Do you think that Arminianism should be what about, annihilationism? Should annihilationism be a denomination? And the answer is no, it's a theology. It's not a denomination. Now, maybe the question should be changed to, do I think that there is room for people within a pronomian perspective to make a denomination? Okay, well, that's different. If there are
I think so.
Sure. If there are people who want to do that, who want to say, hey, we're going to make a denomination that believes X, Y, and Z, that's fine. There's things that you would have to do. You'd have to put up a statement of faith. You'd have to probably put together a creed or something like that to let people know what it is you believe, right? A confession to let people know what you believe. And so I mean, and Sean says, I don't agree. Well, you don't have to agree, but pronomian there's other problems, by the way. Pronomian is a theology. It's not a it's not something that could be a denomination. Now, you could have a denomination that is pronomian, in my opinion.
Well, there probably are multiple denominations.
Right, exactly.
Could be pronomian.
So, and then you're going to have to ask questions like, okay, well, and how pronomian do you have to be part of Pronomian Christianity? In other words, are the Seventh-day Baptists pronomian? Are the Seventh-day Adventists pronomian?
Yeah.
So the notion that you would be able to say Pronomian Christianity is a denomination, I don't think works. Beyond that, and I want to go back to his email because he says, for the record, I'm in favor of it because I believe that it would be helpful to Christians who wish to keep the law and distance themselves from the Hebrew roots movement. The problem with this statement right here is that the people who are, some of the people, not all, some of the people who are upholding and pushing for Pronomian Christianity are kind of the poster children for the Hebrew roots movement. Now, I am not trying to put anyone down in any way, shape, or form. And I don't want to name names or anything, but what I'm saying is that you have people who are saying, well, we're going to be Pronomian Christians and not part of the Hebrew roots movement, but they are entrenched within the Hebrew roots movement, and they're not attempting to disassociate themselves with the Hebrew roots movement. And so already you have this blurring of the lines of like what I would consider Pronomian Christianity, as these people want to call it, which I think all the intentions are good, but if you're going to be part of the Hebrew roots movement, then you just need to own it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.